And we
Am I good on the microphone?
We are. We're good.
Okay.
And transitioning. We're live.
Bam.
Back at it again.
Back in the saddle, baby.
Been a hot minute.
Week and a half. 2
Yeah,
weeks.
well, we had drill, and then you had
Then
to
I
go.
had work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks for us feels like forever. As close as we are, we're like,
does.
hey, I haven't seen you in forever. And it's like 2 weeks.
It does. And now now that basically our basketball season's over, we don't really care to follow it
No.
anymore. So
Yeah, no. Oh, sorry. We've been talking football the whole time. I will say one thing about basketball. At this point, I am enjoying Luka's demise because they're down 3-0 in the NBA Finals. And he looks like a toddler who can't find his pacifier in the crib. He is just such a whiny. Yeah.
he's got that little pouty lip.
He's a whiner.
Yeah.
I know a squealer when I see one. And that's a squealer.
That's
No.
a squealer right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got basketball-wise. Yeah, we don't care. I mean, now that it's over, we're transitioning to what we told you guys about.
As long as LeBron's team doesn't win, we're okay.
Yes. Nobody wants LeBron winning. We'll hire the Texas Bell Tower sniper to go in the arena if that's the case. There won't be any conspiracy on it. I'll be like the guy coming straight forward. I did it, and I don't have a patsy.
Just like the Greek freak. He's falling again.
Trip on that line. There's a line there.
You stepped on the line, Father Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
No, as you can see from the thumbnail I'm looking at that Chad blew up here, it makes me want to kind of throw up. Ohio State's been dominating the NCAA recruitment. They got the #1 recruiting class, and they just got done signing another 5-star. But that's kind of where we're at with college football right now. We're probably going to be talking about a lot of recruitment, where guys land, why they're there, where they're at, why they're there, and make sense of why big names wind up where they're at. With Ohio State, it's kind of a what am I trying to say? It's kind of par for the course. They've always been really good.
They're up there, but they're not like they're not consistently dominant, but they are a top. They're a top program.
They're the usual suspect.
They're a Herb Street program.
I'm not surprised that they have the #1 recruiting class is what I'm trying to say. I'm not like, if you told me that, I wouldn't be like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. So, no, but they and then you were talking about all these transfers they got that have come in, even outside of the recruiting.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of them are transfer portal guys, but I mean, to kind of preface this, I know Lane Kiffin made a tweet about what's going on right now with the transfer portals and stuff, and with the NIL money, excuse me.
I just keep thinking Kiffin's.
Yeah, Kiffin. Yeah, it's one of Tosh's best things ever, dude. So,
gosh.
So he made a tweet, and anyway, Coach Day, right?
Ryan Day. Ryan Day.
So he is obviously he's the Ohio State's head coach, and back in 2022, they said that you would have to have $13 million in order to be competitive, not win, be competitive in college football.
Which I'm not so certain he's inaccurate on. I think he's probably pretty close.
That's exactly what it's about. What they've spent now with this current roster that they're putting together on. So they got the #1 high school recruit. They got #1, and that is pull up his picture. That's Jeremiah Smith, and he's
was he running back?
He's a wide receiver. Oh. He's like one of the most prolific wide receivers they've seen come out of high school in a while. So I mean, they say that every year, but this guy was a highly sought after recruit coming in from high school. So
well, it doesn't surprise me. You spend the money, you're going to get him. You're going to land guys. That doesn't guarantee you're going to land guys because you also have to have a good program like Ohio State has. But yeah, man,
You said Ryan Smith.
Yeah, no, I said.
Oh, you're talking about that
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, if you typed in #1,
got him
receiver.
Oh, I got him.
Yeah, that's him.
Where's he out of? Do you guys know?
I do not know where he's out of.
I always like knowing that because I'm always like, whoever the big school is in that state. Does it say it right there?
It says Florida 3A.
See, Florida. How does he get out of Florida?
Yeah.
How
does he not go play for the Gators?
Or the Seminoles?
Yeah.
Or Miami Hurricanes?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the U. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's another thing. I didn't even think about this. In-state recruiting is going to be harder than ever because usually you should be able to have like little boys running around here in Oklahoma, who are playing Pee Wee football. What's their dreams to play for? Either two teams.
Yeah, Oklahoma or OU or OSU. If you were here.
So that's kind of going to be stripped away a little bit. We were talking very surface level last time, but that part of people's career paths or their journeys or their experiences, if you will be stripped away, the loyalty portion of it, because people will go people were already going what made most sense to them, but then you start putting a tangible asset and like literally capital gain money in it.
Yeah.
People will find themselves in places that
they never would have saw.
Yeah, like I talked to you about Travis Hunter. Everybody 2 years ago, Travis Hunter, he's now on the Colorado Buffaloes with Deion Sanders. Everybody knows about him. He's the highest two-way player in the world right now. Literally, two-way is rare. He plays offense and defense. He's a better corner. But when he was coming out of high school, he was the number one corner in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nick Saban's recruiting him. Obviously, he's the number one corner in the nation, so he's
Yeah.
recruiting him. Nick Saban's not chapped that he lost a recruiting battle. Do you think Nick Saban's never lost a recruiting battle?
Yeah, I think he's sweating over it.
No, but he's lost recruiting battles, obviously. And he's not sweating over, necessarily losing that one in specific, like you said. But where he's upset is that the landscape's changed so drastically that a number one player at their position coming out of high school can find themselves at an institution like Jackson State and not playing premier ball. So how is that? If we're talking about capitalist, right? Mm-hmm. Capitalist is the best of the best. You get what you get, right? You get what you give. How is that promoting competition at its highest level? If I know I'm so good, let's go back to that like flag football reference when we all played A, B, and C league, right? Mm-hmm. We clearly were good enough to play in A. Did we win it? No. But we were really freaking good, and we beat some damn good teams and lost in a championship. How boring would that have been to continue to play B your whole time there?
Yeah.
It would have been boring, but it would have been like knowing you're an A player playing at a B school or a C school. That's the kind of stuff that's going to go on, like, in college football.
It's like that scene from Rogue One. Farming, a man of your talents. It's a simple life playing here at Denver. It's an honest one. It's okay.
He took the easier route, or was that what it is?
Yeah. Well, he's just like you got away from the hustle and bustle of like something big and grand.
Yeah.
And you went to go do something.
Simple. Yeah, well, the same philosophy that we always talk about of would you rather be the best player on the worst team the worst player on the best team?
Hey, that's a really good analogy. I would, if I found myself being the best player on the team, generally speaking, I feel like I'm talented in certain things in life. I love being the idiot in the room compared to being the expert. It does feel good to be the expert for your ego and pride because you know what you know. But at the same time, where's the room for growth? And if you're going to be the best of the best and you're not around somebody that's even better, then you're probably not on a good team, like Chad just said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to get at. Is if you're the best player on the team, there's no more room for growth.
Yeah, there's not.
If you're at the bottom of the best team, you can work your way up.
Yeah, you turn into LeBron. You start working on your flop. And
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
People are just going to take the easy route.
Yep. But so with that top recruit going to Ohio State, so the what's his name, Jeremiah Smith. So that's not just one way they won. So I figured they'd have a lot more recruits coming to Ohio State that were really high, but they got the number one guy. So, but I mean, what it looks like is they won in the portal. Ohio State has won in the transfer portal. And again, I don't understand why all these guys are moving. I know that their current QB transferred out. The guy that was their guy transferred out.
So I can't remember his name. Oh, it was not a good deal for him. Mm-hmm. I can't remember his name, but they pretty much booed him out of town. Big white boy. He was not good.
So what happened was they got him replaced with the K-State quarterback. So he's transferred there. So that's Will Howard. Pull up a picture of Will Howard really quick.
He's transferred to Ohio State.
He's transferring to Ohio State. Good pickup, like for them. K-State had a decent year last year.
Yeah, the portal is honestly just as important to, like we were talking about I was deciphering the difference between the two. I was telling Corey, I was like, yeah, that's the guy.
Yep,
he's a
that's
big
him.
dude.
He is. He's a big boy.
He was saying, man, they got a lot of transfers. I was telling Corey that Ohio State won the recruiting battle, but recruiting has to do with people that are coming in that have never been established at a school, which I honestly now maybe I might be confusing myself. I'd like to know the difference. I would like to think, and I think this is how it is, that the recruiting class has nothing to do with the transfer portal, and the recruiting class has to do with incoming freshmen. from high school, and the transfer portal is the transfer portal.
Yeah. The money changes the game, though.
But the transfer portal is almost more important now than the recruiting class.
Because you have an established player who we know this guy's record. This is what he did last year.
He's ready to play.
Yeah.
He's ready to play.
We have to develop this kid coming out of high school. He's going to be playing with kids that are about his level now.
It's a gamble with the kid coming out of high school, whereas the transfer, it's not.
So you got Will coming over in this transfer. But guess what else they got? They stole Alabama's QB. They stole Julian Sayin.
Oh, okay. Well, you can have him because Jalen Milrose, our boy. That's our bell cow. We ride him. I'll slap him on the rear end like a jockey riding on a horse in Belmont.
But that's two quarterbacks that you got that are highly touted quarterbacks now.
Oh, yeah.
So, and here, let me put this in perspective. So, according to the NLI or like the money people in college, a good quarterback or an elite quarterback in college is worth $2 million.
Yeah.
So how elite? You think
that's accurate, by the way, because Bryce Young made $3 million his last year.
Yeah. So what do you think they're paying? Will Howard. What do you think they're paying Julian to transfer over there?
1.5.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're probably 1.2.
1.5. Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. You know what a good defensive end is worth?
More than that, $4 million.
No. Believe it or not, elite rushers are worth $1 million.
Wait, they should be worth more.
Yeah, they could be, but that's what.
Well, I understand. I'm not worth more than a quarterback. Sorry. Wow.
I think, but that's just the average.
No, I don't mean that. Yeah, I'm just saying not worth more. I think they should be the number 2 paid player. Oh, golly, I'm stepping on some fucking toes saying this, but I'm just saying from a person who has played quarterback and watching the NFL draft, they value. I'm probably getting off subject here about the defensive ends, but
pass rushers.
Yeah, pass rushers. That they're just as anomaly or hard to find as a quality quarterback.
Yes.
So when you find them, you pay them. Whatever they want, you pay them.
But no, what we're talking about is the average of the elite. So like if you could have like the guy that can get to the quarterback every play in 4 seconds, it's like, okay, cool. That's the guy you pay $3 million to. But the average elite
$1 million
rusher would be $1 million.
Yeah,
so
I'd pay.
That's what you'd be looking at. That's what they're looking at from like a money standpoint, from NLI or from the booster standpoint. They're like, what do we got to pay this kid to keep him here? And so speaking of keeping players here. So they actually they retained. So the big word that they used, or that it was in this article that what's his name, Lane Kiffin posted, was the word that you need to pick up on was not recruit, retain. They had to have $13 million in order to retain a lot of their players. So they have one of the top. So they have 2 of the top 5 running backs in the nation now at Ohio State. So one is the guy they currently have. It's Trayvon, who's their current running back now.
Pulling up I got it here. Trayvon Henderson.
Trayvon Henderson. So he is their current running back. He's the guy. But guess what?
What is he making? You know?
Oh, I have no idea what he's making.
Well, that's probably public. I wish we could find that out.
He's staying. They're paying him a darn good amount.
Type in. Sorry, I'm not. You keep on going. What you're saying. Type in his name and then say NIL money.
So
what else?
So you have Trayvon who's staying, and then they got Ole Miss. So I mean, they're dumping. Like Ohio State dumped on the SEC as far as like taking recruits. A top 5. So they have 2 top 5 running backs, and this other one is Kayshawn Jukins, I believe. I'm probably saying his name wrong.
We're probably butchering your name out there, man. I'm sure this won't get back to you, but if it does.
He transferred and committed to Ohio State. I think he was between where he was and don't quote me on this 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was between them and Tulane. And then somehow...
Well, it's like you said, why the hell would he be considering Tulane?
Exactly, because there's a boatload of money waiting for him
It says here...
That's the problem with this, that people are finding themselves in place, which we're going to talk about the Nebraska kid, too, and people will probably think that I'm full of shit just because his dad went there, but we're going to mention him, too. That he should never be considering that school. Same thing with Travis Hunter and going to Jackson. That's not good for football. How is that good for the overall... like, if we're talking about being ambassadors for the game, like, that's taking away.
Yeah.
You're going to make me watch you be this skilled of a person. How many people you even think go to Tulane football games? Nobody. Can't be.
They have an indoor arena.
I thought they played outside.
No, I'm pretty sure they have
I saw highlights of them outside. Either way, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Their mascot's a big green wave.
They sometimes beat TU. Sometimes.
Well, there's one person that was out of there, and this was 20 years ago. His name's Matt Forte. He was a running back on the Bears. I literally don't know anybody who's ever went to Tulane. So the fact that he would consider that just shows how skewed the landscape is.
And if you were curious about the amount of money that he made, it just says here, NIL worth $771,000.
So
that's reported, so
million.
probably $1 million.
Yeah. So
that's not boosters. See, that's just the thing.
That's just NIL. Not talking about endorsements or boosters.
Yeah, right. Well, no, the booster or what'd you just say? The two words, boosters and
and endorsements.
That's endorsements.
Oh, that is
endorsement. Yeah, that's what NIL is. Endorsement.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they just signed with where's that? What was that? Sweet Tea. Where's that from? Like Milo's Sweet Tea.
Yeah.
Sponsored the Kentucky quarterback a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So they make money. That's how they get made bukus. Like Bryce Young, I think, got sponsored by like Raising Cane's Chickens and somebody else.
There you go.
But boosters don't have to report there. Boosters are what we grew up with, where a guy gives a guy money in a bag out back at a McDonald's. That's a booster. Yeah. A booster's like, you didn't know about this.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of other dumping on the SEC, Ohio State dumping on the SEC, they stole Bama, Kalen Downs, I believe.
We can change it. We don't have to word it like that.
Yeah.
You're hurting my feelings, man. Nobody's dumping on the SEC. I want that to be
SEC,
clear.
Taking a big fat dookie.
Well, hell, if anybody took
pitching a loaf off.
Michigan took his shit on their doorstep. They just won the title. That's why I also want to say Ohio State's going as hard as they are at it because their rival just won it all. When that happens, you feel it.
Oh, yeah. It hurts, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, they stole Kalen Downs from Bama. He committed to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's our receiver, isn't it?
Yep.
That's all right. We got plenty more of them. Go on, Caleb. We don't want you in Tuscaloosa anywho.
But again, it's like I could never have foreseen anybody leaving the
good.
SEC for.
Well, you know what's funny? The exact opposite happened in. Okay, golly, we're going to find ourselves saying this over and over again, year in, year out, the way this landscape changes. But Alabama just graduated wide receiver 2 years ago by name Jameis Williams and Jameis Williamson, and he's a starting receiver for the Detroit Lions. He did the exact opposite of what Caleb Downs is doing. He spent 3 years in Ohio State and transferred to Tuscaloosa. Mm-hmm. He spent a couple of years in Tuscaloosa, transferring to Ohio State. Literally the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So, no, good for him. I mean, I do want, at the end of the day, these kids, if they're not comfortable, sure, go on where you need to, but there is no loyalty anymore.
No.
And it's hard to coach kids hard because you don't know if they're gonna respond in a manner where all of a sudden greener pastures look greener.
Yeah. So, and then they retained their one of their receivers. He's a top receiver. He recommits. It's Booga. He recommits to. He's a top tier receiver. If you got his picture pulled up,
pull it up right now.
Again, Ohio State, you're only getting this relevance because of what you've done in the past week. We don't like you. I don't like you. But I can't speak on behalf of the Twins. I've got a little salt in my wound from the Cardell Jones 2014 Ohio State team. No, they're good, man.
But to mention what you were just talking about, it's not about championships anymore for a lot of guys.
It's not.
It's about chasing a paycheck.
They want to get to the league.
Yeah.
You get the paycheck and then get to the league. Obviously, all these guys if you're good enough to get paid, you're good enough to think about championships, and then you're also good enough to think about yourself. And at some point, the self comes more than the team. And I think that their personal agendas and trying to get to the league is far more important. Hey, there's a kid on Alabama that's from Owasso. Not to kind of segue, but if you type in Cole Adams.
Cole Adams?
Yeah, type in Cole Adams, Alabama. Yeah, this kid, I don't know, did you hear about him?
Mm-mm.
White boy receiver. He graduated from Owasso 2 years ago. He's in Tuscaloosa. And the only reason he went there is because of Nick Saban.
Now he's gone.
He's gone. But he is a freak, man. He is for the good old white boy, man. He holds it. He holds it down.
He holds it down.
Bama boys.
Yeah, he's Bama boy.
He didn't even have to change uniforms.
He really didn't.
Nice, dude. Good
yeah,
for
no.
him.
So he. Are you done with Ohio State? I hope.
Yeah,
you are.
no. I mean, that's really all I had.
They should never get this much attention again. I hate Ohio State.
That's the thing. Like it's like what you.
I'm joking.
It's not going to be about championships anymore. I mean, guys are going to be selfish. They're going to move to the places where they have the best endorsement deals for themselves. You're going to see guys not go to the schools they should have gone to. They're not going to stick it out whenever the times get tough. It'll be like, so you played really bad this year, buddy. Can we renegotiate your contract and pay you less?
I'm going to keep saying that every episode just because I feel like that's relevant. And you know what the answer to that question is for everybody? No.
I mean, imagine if this was like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady was sharing playtime in college.
He was to Drew Henson.
Yeah.
The guy who was drafted #1 overall in MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was sharing playtime. Like,
I also think, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but more so specifically to the individual athlete's mindset. I think adversity is what truly builds character.
Yeah.
And so not being in adverse situations isn't going to necessarily build high character at a higher rate. I think it's going to build lower character at a slower rate. And I think that when it comes to sports, to not spearhead that part of things on, it's a sanctuary of an environment where those things shouldn't be tainted, and being able to have that approach to it is paramount. And if you can't, then all good is gone, because at the end of the day, if you can't have an arena or just an industry or an environment where all things don't matter other than productivity and pursuing the highest ultimate award, which is a team championship, then all things go out of the window. And I think all that's been tainted.
Yeah.
All of that.
I mean, look at it this way. Like, I'm in the Army. Like, imagine if I switched sides just mid-fight. It'd be like, I trained with these guys. I've worked with them for years. And it's like, we're here on the battlefield.
He would do that, Chad.
Yeah. It's like,
he'd be like, yes, I'm done. I'm going the other side.
Change teams.
I'm sorry, that reminded me of Coach Pat. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Dude,
the Union.
Exactly what
you were playing Union. We're down 40-0 at like half.
Yeah.
We're getting absolutely bent over the barrel. It's probably not 40-0, but it's pretty damn close. It's like 36-0 if I'm not wrong.
I think it was like 54-0.
Oh, that was
think
the
that's how bad
final.
it was.
Yeah, that was definitely the final. But I'm talking about halftime. The halftime was bad. It was bad. He was like,
"You guys just want to go home?
You just want to go home?" I just can remember Jacques was turning to me. He was like, "You better stop saying that shit, because I'll go home right now. I'll go home right now." He's like, "Does he not know I don't want to go back out there?" I'm like, "No, I feel you. I totally feel you on that. Why would he ask that?"
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. That's like asking the guy at the bar, "Are you not going to pay your bar tab?" Well, now that you mentioned that, probably not.
Hey, I know they do that mercy rule in 7, man. Can we just wrap this crap up?
Dude, I would have gone to the bonfire and had beers right then at halftime. They're like, "Dude, don't you have a game?" I go, "I'm not going to that." Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking? You were there, right?
I'm not going back out
Are
there.
you kidding me? I'm not even on the team.
We're gonna get the cheerleaders out there.
And then I still show up Saturday morning for film like nothing happened. Yeah, we did a good job out there, guys. Yeah. No, I was getting ready to segue because we were talking about. It was a good segue there, but talking about players winding up where they shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. Type up that guy, the quarterback from Nebraska. His name's Dylan. His last name starts with an R.
Dylan Raiola?
Yeah, Dylan Raiola. Yeah. He
whistle dick.
He is one of the top quarterbacks coming out of his class, and he landed in Nebraska. His dad played in Nebraska, so he's a legacy. But as good as he is, he's another person that probably should have played at another school that matched his caliber instead of playing at. Is that him or is that Pat Mahomes?
It looks like.
Is that him?
That's him.
That dude looks like Pat Mahomes jogging off the field.
That's him, man.
No, but I just don't think he should have been at Nebraska. Not that Nebraska's not a big football school.
Yeah, they just haven't been relevant.
They're not relevant, and he's a top quarterback, and he's there for the legacy of obviously his dad. I get that, but you can't convince me that's 100% why you're there, being that good. When your dad was there, they were that good. They're not that good now. And the reason why you are
He's the guy to turn this franchise around.
He ain't turning
He's
shit
a
around
franchise
there.
guy.
He can go plant a cornfield out there. That's about it.
I guess that's his dad right there.
Yeah, his dad was really good up there. And I can't remember what year his dad was there, but it's irrelevant. Either way, he shouldn't be there.
At least I can understand wanting to play at your dad's legacy school. This guy's not. He's not gonna have that grit.
Nebraska, and you're not good. If you're the number one recruit,
if you grew up watching and idolizing your dad, why wouldn't you go to where he played?
I can tell you a multitude of reasons. If you're really asking that and you mean it, I'm just saying, like, if I was like that much better and the program fell off compared to when my dad was there, which it has, and I am that much better, why the fuck am I here? Like, I'm just saying, like, I would go play somewhere relevant, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan.
Easy with that Ohio State crap.
I hate Ohio State. Trust me. Trust me, I do. Especially with cheese. Gosh,
He ought to go play at Tulane.
Oh, yeah, that's top tier school. Top tier school. When I think college football, I think Big Green Wave.
Big Green Wave.
I think
The Big Green Wave would roll over the Tide any day of the week, man. That's what happens. That
across the line right there, Father Jack. Yeah. There's red waves and there's green waves. We don't do green waves. We do it the Crimson Tide. That's why they're down there in Louisiana, not in Alabama. Everything in Louisiana is voodoo.
That's true, Lou.
We're idiots.
But I can still, I'd still see playing at your dad's old school. It's a relevant reason to stick around, man. Like, you could imagine if he's the guy that
I don't
turns
think
out.
you understand how good he is. How do I put this in perspective? How?
Are we talking the next Pat Mahomes?
Well, I mean, come on now. That's hard to like project that. He's a first round draft pick.
Okay, so he's a first round draft pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt he's a first round draft pick.
How old is he? What
He's a freshman. He's getting ready to be.
So, hey, man, we're putting a lot of faith into a freshman coming in to get ready to play at a different level.
He's good.
He's good, but is he college good, where he's playing with dudes
good.
at his skill level?
Yeah, hell, everybody passes the football around now. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dickhead, but if you like saying, like, yeah, I'm good at – everybody fucking passes. It's not like when we were growing up where it's like, that's the guy. That's – like, everybody's got a guy who passes.
Yeah.
Like, everybody passes. I mean, it's almost like as rare as finding a good running back now. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how uncommon it was back then when we grew up for quarterbacks. Now it's so common that everybody throws it around.
Yeah, everybody's
that it's
a gunslinger.
Yeah. It's harder to find a good running back. It was easier to find a good running back back then. I don't know. I'm comparing generations. I'm probably going deep.
It was it was more a heavy run game back in the day, that's for sure. Now, we were talking about it earlier. I think Texas Tech and Oklahoma State revolutionized the air raid. They played with Texas Tech started it with Crabtree. Granted, they were really only targeting Crabtree.
Yeah, Michael Crabtree was a beast in college. He was pretty good in the pros too. He just bitched too much in that one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No, he was good. He was really good receiver for Texas Tech and OSU. Man, they have always thrown it around like you said.
Well, not really. I mean, they were running back when Gundy was there, and then Gundy was a QB himself.
Yeah, ever since Gundy was there as a coach, though, they've thrown it around. They put up numbers like they were playing freaking backyard football.
Well, that's what happens when you have a head coach who was a quarterback. They're like, we're going to utilize this play style because I know how to sling it, and I can teach these boys how to sling it.
Yeah, his boy plays there too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does. Little Gundy's there.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Alabama does with this first-year head coach.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And like I said, now that Texas and OU are officially in the SEC, it'll be fun to see how they if it's going to be a dogfight or if it's going to be like, well, welcome to the SEC, boys. It's going to be a rough season for you guys.
I think Texas will be okay.
Well, I know Texas had a really solid recruiting class.
They came in on Nick Saban's last year. We had a good team last year, too. Really good team. They came into Tuscaloosa, walked in the front door, left the fridge open, and walked out the back. And I was like, good grief. You might as well take a shit while you're here.
They did. They dropped one right.
They probably did it in the backyard. We just didn't get around to it.
They left an upper decker.
Yeah. No, they were good. And if Quinn Ewers he's come back. Quinn Ewers, their quarterback, he's rock solid. He's smart between the ears. That's most important. Everybody can throw it. Like I said, I don't mean to be a dickhead, but everybody can throw it now. If you're playing at this level, everybody can throw it. It's not like you got certain schools that are heavy run oriented. Nobody's run oriented.
No.
Everybody's throwing. I don't mean like unless you're literally Navy that runs the option like Roger Staubach back in the 70s, like everybody runs or everybody throws it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a multi-purpose running back, he's never going to play.
Yeah, no, you have to be multi-purpose. You can't be one-dimensional. You can't be like run downhill. I'm goal line running back. Like you might as well not even tell people you're running. You just go play linebacker.
Running backs are blockers now more than they are running backs.
Running blacks. Die laughing at that.
Messed up. That was him, not me. You heard it.
I'll take ownership. Who gives a shit? Pile it on my back.
But yeah, dude, it's just like I said again. This whole pain thing, it's changed the nature of the game. It changed the nature of where guys are going, and there's no team loyalty anymore, man. Like I mean, that's why I'm arguing with you about that Nebraska kid. I mean, at least he'll probably have team loyalty because Daddy's gonna be in his ear, being like, "Hey, man, you're the guy. You're gonna be the hero."
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, they're not gonna have good team.
It won't. They'll develop over the next 2 or 3 years if he sticks around. You know what I mean? They'll get a line. They'll get some.
They'll be okay.
They need it. They don't.
They'll be nothing past okay. They won't be in the college football playoffs.
No, they'll go to a bowl game or two though.
Yeah, I mean that's worth.
But here's the thing, though. I think by the time his senior year was around, if he sticks around long enough before joining the league, I think that they could be a contender in about 3 years. I think because if you rally and you get a good quarterback there, electrifying, you're going to want to get some top-tier receivers that want to go play with them, and you're going to get some linemen that want to go play there.
He's got
some
form-fed
boys.
But if he's good as he is, then he's 3 and out.
If he's if he's half as good as you say he is, they're going to get some recruits going over there to defend this kid.
Yeah, but if he's fully as good as I say he is, then he's gone. If he's as advertised, 3 years and he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Then they can't build around it.
Yeah.
Then the whole system starts all over again.
That's what
now you're going to try and talk to receivers, be like, "Hey, you want to come out here? Dylan going to the draft? I ain't coming out there." Like, oh, okay, cool. So that's what that whole thing was dependent on. Yeah. Was you coming out here because of him? And that don't act like that doesn't go on.
Well, here's the other thing too. Think about this. Depending on where they predict or project what round they're going to go in, we'll see. So that's why they're saying this Trayvon, Ohio State's running back, the one that stayed, that they retained, didn't go to the draft this year because he was not that highly sought. He was a second rounder, not a first rounder. He's trying to stick around another year, pad his stats, and be a first rounder next year, so he gets a much better contract. That's why they saying Trayvon stayed at Ohio State.
That's the smart move that most players should take that don't. Mm-hmm. Stay. Up your ante in the draft.
Well, especially now since you're making money, too. I mean, the kid was making...
You know what? That's one positive that should happen, that if players are smart enough, they'll understand. But I've got a feeling we'll battle that because players are dumb and they want the next best, latest, greatest thing. But if you're smart enough, you'd realize that you can stay around, make just as much money as you would your rookie year, and you can up your draft stock, which you get paid higher draft bonuses in the draft the earlier you get drafted. So why would you forfeit early money just to say you're an NFL player when you can stick around another year? I know the argument to what I'm saying. Well, I could get hurt if I stayed around playing for another year. I may not make it to the NFL. I understand that argument. But at the same time, what are you worth if you're a third-round pick anyways? I mean, they tell you where you're going to be drafted. They're going to tell you what you're worth. Like, okay, if it would be insulting to me if in my mind I thought I was a first rounder and I got drafted in the 4th.
Yeah. That
would hurt my feelings, right? Yeah. I would be like, oh, shit, I thought I was a first rounder. You know what also comes with that? Fractionalized pay, marginalized playing time, and less attention, and the whole scheme of whatever operation and organization you just joined. Because if you were as relevant as you thought you were, you'd be the first off the board on the first day, and you'd be implemented directly into that system and be playing right away.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. It's, like I said, it's a new ball game. It's a new ball game.
I'm just glad we're not talking about Auburn like this. Good grief. I'd be okay with Ohio State. If this was Auburn, I'd be having a heart attack. I'd be like, holy shit, we can't do the show today, boys. And I'd be like, if we are, we're not fucking mentioning it.
Can I get a War Eagle?
No, you cannot. I'll wipe my ass with a War Eagle.
Auburn has the greatest recruiting class of all time, 2025.
Oh, my gosh. Don't do that to me. If they did, they bought it at a fucking...
And that eagle learns how not to fly into a window.
Yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know at least we're grounded, because that will happen at least once every 10 years.
They drafted a new eagle.
I love that, dude. The day I saw that, I was tailgating. I will never forget that. My buddy come up to me. He was in tears, and we're at a tailgate. We're in the middle of the quad in Tuscaloosa, getting ready to go to a game, and he's in tears, and I could tell he's dying laughing. I'm like, oh God. What are you laughing? He's like, dude, hold on. I got to get this video pulled back up for you, Drake. Hold on. So he shows it to me, and he goes, hold this shit. I can't stick around. So he steps away because he's still dying laughing. Mm-hmm. And I watch it, and I'm dying laughing. And he goes, you should see your face. He's like just dying laughing. And he's just going around.
Pull that up.
Yeah, pull it up, dude. Pull it up.
That's how we can end it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I got it.
Yeah, type in Auburn Eagle flies into press box. freaking beautiful.
This is old. This is an oldie, but
Anyways,
a goodie.
he showed every single person that video at the tailgate.
No, he's like, you gotta see this, man.
Oh yeah, he
You
was
gotta
hammered.
see it."
He was hammered.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see here. I got one that says crashes in the luxury window box.
Yeah.
Or hits window.
Which one's got more views? I think the top one. Go with that
Let's
top
go to
one.
the top one.
Yeah.
It's a minute long. Okay, I'm pulling it up. Hang on.
Yeah.
Please say
Look at all these idiots.
Uh,
Look at all these idiots. My buddy calls it a garbage truck conviction. He goes, how many stupid idiots you think you can get to wear orange in one stadium? That looks like a garbage truck convention. Between that and Tennessee, he goes, good grief.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Turn it on.
Fly that dumbass bird around. I mean, it's a shame it's a bald eagle, too. I mean, that's an insult you're doing this to an American icon. Look at him. You dumbass son of a... He's literally... He doesn't know where he's flying right now. And... Oh, I'm done. That right there is quality shit. Yeah, what are we yelling go war at, dude? This bird's drunk as shit. I mean, he's getting ready to land in somebody in the middle of the damn... What is happening? Take this shit back to the farm. He has no clue where to land. He's like, where the hell am I landing? Dude, he just got concussed. He's like, hell, I'm going down to the 50. Screw all this shit. Man. That's great. Thank you, Auburn, you dumb sons of bitches.
It's gonna be a rough game, boys.
I wonder if there's one even better than that. I mean, dude, this happened multiple. This is like the schooner falling over. This is just like the schooner. Remember Oklahoma's schooner falling over?
Falling off, yeah.
Yeah, first of all, they had a guy driving that shouldn't have been. I'm serious. I'm not joking. That's my favorite part of it. I'm like, you wanna know where you messed up at? Look at that sumbitch roping up that saddle right there. He don't know what and they had a dumb blondie sitting next to him. Pull that up. No. Type in schooner crashes.
You got it.
Oklahoma schooner crashes. Yeah, if you're a Sooner fan, you're an idiot too. I would expect that if Alabama did shit like this, I would expect this kind of heat. So I don't feel bad. And I know we would get it.
Boomer schooner crash. That's one of the first things pops up.
Yeah.
There it is. Pull it up right now.
Take a look at the whole thing.
Here you go. Can you see it? Come over here, Corey. Come here. Look at him. Look at him. He's even got one leg propped up, dude. Dude, he was doing donuts in that. Look at that shit. Look at that. Direct reflection of your football program. Oh, we got it? No, we don't.
Strong start, rough finish.
Hey, major plot twist. Lincoln Riley, when he saw that happen, he's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to UNC. He's like, that shit's enough. He's like, we were okay. You're going to pull that. I'm out of here.
Well, I mean, Lincoln Riley is just like, I'm going to go play in a less competitive conference and get way better recruits because of where we're at geographically.
Yeah, this is probably not necessarily fitting, but that's all right. That's because Lincoln Riley's got a teeny weenie.
Teeny weeny.
He does. He left the mud and the sticks of the hard football and went out there to liberal California under palm trees. Well, I don't got anything else. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right, boys. Hey, next week we'll run it back. Roll Tide. Sorry I had to.
Teeny weeny club over here.
Do I look like Lincoln Riley?
Looks like he went to the school that he used to coach for.
I didn't go to OU, damn it.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
We're talking about Kiffin first.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, Kiffin's a badass now. Don't dog Kiffin. Kiffin's got a few loose screws, but he's a good dude.
Keep your daughter safe and locked up around Kiffin.
Everything safe around Kiffin. Yeah. Even your playbook. He reminds me of the guy who would steal that green playbook off of Waterboy. I'm gonna need that.
What's his what was his going around drinking name in Alabama?
They call him Joey Freshwater.
Joey Freshwater.
There's nothing fresh about his water. I can tell you that right now. It's got a little stank to it. All right, boys. That's it. Over and out. We'll see you boys next week.
God bless y'all.